What is the most important thing that you need when applying for a job? I'm sure you would say the answer is resume. Well then, let's find out how to make your resume stand out. Watch the video. Resume. Definitely the most important thing that you need when applying for a job, and obviously the utmost important thing which you should focus when applying for a job. A correct resume, a proper resume will help you to land in a job. A poorly built resume or an incorrectly built resume will help you to go out of the recruitment cycle and do not get an interview call. So it's highly important that you focus very strongly on what you put your resume and how you put on your resume. Well, in today's video I'm going to tell you that how to stand out your resume apart from the crowd of resumes that a HR manager can get. Well, watch this video to learn about the top 10 tips to make your resume look effective and efficient. Now, how to make your resume stand out, how to make it look good, how to make it look strong, how to make it neat and well formatted. Well, before discussing and going into that discussion, well, let's try to find out that why we need a very good resume. See, for a typical job posting, there can be hundreds, thousands of applicants. Now, HR manager or recruitment managers, they do not have the time to go through each and every resume in detail and read the resume line by line. They can glance at a resume and can figure out that this resume is suited to the job posting or not. Well, that's how and that's why a correct and efficient resume comes into picture, and the way your resume is built is going to decide that whether you receive an interview call from the HR manager or not. Believe it or not, HR managers are not going to look through a pile of resumes just to reject them and just to find out that waste out their time so that they are not able to find a right candidate through the pile of their resumes. A good resume should reflect more than what you have done in your career. It should specifically focus and reflect on your achievements which you have achieved throughout your career or throughout your detailed work experience which you would have gained over the years. Well, let's start with the top 10 tips, and the tip number 1 is customize your resume for the industry or area to which you are applying. So a lot of times we make mistakes that we make a generalized resume and we keep on sending that resume to all the employers irrespective of the industry to which those employers belong. So a resume which is built for software engineering may not be applicable for management positions. A resume built for management positions may not be applicable for someone who is looking for IT positions. So make sure that you are customizing your resume according to the job industry to which you are applying. It's highly important that you customize your resume from time to time to reflect on the industry needs and what are the current updates which are received in the industry. Tip number 2, include keywords from the job posting or description. A lot of times the job postings and descriptions suggest or mention many strong keywords which are part of the job responsibilities and roles. So it would be a very good step if you include those keywords in your resume. What usually happens is that HR managers sometimes use keyword tools to filter out from the resumes to match out the resumes which match the job postings and description. So if you have used those keywords in your resume, then there are very high chances that your resume can be picked up and looked upon by the HR manager out of the hundreds of resumes. Tip number 3, be short, clean, concise, and to the point. There is no point in writing lengthy lines and paragraphs in your resume. Be sure to mention about your achievements or anything or about your projects in a short, concise, and crystal clear manner. This will help the HR manager go through the resume faster and effectively and leaves a good impression on the HR manager. Tip number 4, have a clear objective written at the top of your resume so that the hiring manager can understand your thought process. Limit your objective to 2 or 3 sentences. Many a times we do not pay attention to the objective which we write on the resume, and sometimes we do not write or mention our objective at all. Well, mentioning a good, strong, short and concise objective which is related to the job to which you are applying can really help the hiring manager to know about you in advance, because the objective is usually written at the top of the resume, and before going through the details of your resume, it can leave a very strong impression on the HR manager about you. Tip number 5: error-free and easy to read. Make a simplistic use of language in your resume, and make sure that you spell check, proofread your resume multiple times before you send it out over the email to the HR manager. Use the spell check softwares to make sure that the resumes are error-free, they are grammatically correct. Tip number 6: use proper headings to specify information on different areas in the resume. For example, work experience, projects, skills, achievements. Well, in your resume, try to segregate the areas, be it work experience, be it your achievements, the skills. The skills can be interpersonal skills, they can be technical skills. So try to segregate the areas by using different font sizes, by using different headings in bold letters. What it does specifically is that if the HR manager or the hiring manager has to look out at a certain area, at a certain strength, then he can directly pinpoint to that heading, and saves a lot of time for him, and also makes the resume very efficient and good to read on. Tip number 7: do write a cover letter. It will further add value to your resume. Well, a cover letter, many people, they skip on writing a cover letter, and they do not realize the importance of a very strong cover letter which can accompany your resume. So my very strong recommendation is that whenever you are applying for a job, make a specific customized cover letter which is according to that job. Give a brief description about yourself, and then include it with your resume. It will really leave a very nice impression on the HR manager. Tip number 8: use proper formatting. Use dot points, numbering, proper line spacing, use page numbers, and align the text properly. A good resume should look beautiful when it's opened on the laptop or computer. It should be properly aligned, the text should be properly aligned, the text should not be going wavered here and there. The line spacing should be uniform throughout. It should not be line spacing of 1 and another paragraph there is line spacing of 2. Use similar fonts, or use the same font throughout. You cannot make a mistake of writing the first half of the resume in another font and then the other half of the resume in the other font. Make sure that you put page numbers on your resume, because it gives a flow to the resume. Tip number 9: mention the results that you achieved on your last job through the help of facts and figures if possible. Well, everybody likes to have statistics straight up to the point. So if you are able to give facts and figures related to whatever you have achieved, for example, how much percentage of growth you achieved in your business, how the business in which you were working earlier achieved certain success in a certain project. If there are facts, stats available with you, please do mention those facts and statistics in your resume. A good statistical resume helps the HR manager to gauge your strengths and capabilities. Tip number 10: keep updating your resume regularly, following the regular trends. Most of the times what we do is that we make a resume and we keep on using them months over a year, even years on year. So make sure that you are following the updated industry trends. If there is any change, then make sure that your resume is updated according to that. So make sure that you keep updating your resume from time to time and make it relevant to the current industry needs and the needs of the employer. I hope that this information will help you to build a strong resume, and hopefully you will land in your dream job that you are aiming for. Please do subscribe to my channel if you're watching this video for the first time, so that you can continually receive the updated informational videos. Also, it gives a lot of support to me. Your love and support is highly required. Thank you so much. Please do subscribe the channel.